In the day 2 notes, we're going to start talking about transformations. So if we look at the very top, before we get to example 1, let's study the table. We have our basic functions. Our general form is f of x. Our quadratic function would be f of x equals x to the second power. And our exponential function, you can have any base you want. So 3, 4, 1/2, it doesn't really matter. So for this table, we're just going to use an exponential function with a base of 3. But it's 3 raised to the x. Notice that your x or your variable is up in the exponent. If we shift to the right in our general function, we would take f of x minus a. So we are subtracting inside of our function. With a quadratic, it looks like x minus a in the parentheses, and then it's being squared. In our exponential, it's happening within the exponent. So again, if it's going to the right, we're subtracting inside of our function. If we shift to the left, we are adding inside of our function. So notice that now we have a plus in the exponent, inside the parentheses being squared, and inside here. If we decide to shift our graph up, our f of x function is getting added, or something's getting added to our function on the outside of it. So our quadratic, we have x squared, and then we add the b to it. In our exponential, we have our exponential part, and then we add something to that. And down is very similar to up, but instead of adding, we are now subtracting. So in example 1, we want to name what the transformation is from f of x to g of x. In letter A, we have f of x is equal to x squared. There's our quadratic. And g of x is equal to x plus 8, and then we're squaring it. So adding something inside our function tells us that we are moving this graph, or shifting it, to the left 8. If we take a look at letter B, we have f of x is 5 to the x. Here's our original function. And then g of x has been changed. It's been shifted. And we have 5 to the x and then minus 9. So how has it been shifted? Well, this minus 9 tells us that we have moved the graph down 9. And then in letter C, we have our basic function f of x is equal to 3 to the x. And then g of x is 3 raised to the x plus 11, and then minus 7. So there's actually two things that are going on. The plus 11 up in the exponent tells us that we are going to go to the left by 11. And the minus 7 here on the outside of our function tells us that we will be going down 7. Now I would like you to try a couple on your own, so go ahead and pause it, unpause it when you're ready to check your answer. If you did number 1 correctly, you should have said that it's going up 3. Number 2, you should have said was right 4. And number 3 was right 5 and up 1. If you have any questions, let me know.